Hello, and welcome back to the Reading Umbrella. Today's video will focus on rhyming, another skill under phonological awareness. Rhyming helps students appreciate the rhythm of language and understand the concept of similar sounds. Rhyming is a fun way to play with words. When working on rhyming words, remember that it is okay for students to generate nonsense or silly words as long as they are following the rhyming pattern. You can always have a discussion about which were the real words and which were the nonsense words later on. I wouldn't use an entire lesson or even a huge chunk of a lesson to teach rhyming. I think of rhyming activities as fun filler activities. A very simple way to explain rhyming to young kids is to tell them that two words that have similar sounds at the end are rhyming words. And let's dive into some fun ways of teaching kids how to appreciate rhyme and later how to generate rhyme. So the first thing you want to do is give them exposure to lots of poetry and books and songs that have rhyming patterns in them. So for example, you can pick up any book that has a rhyming pattern. I really like this one that I've been reading with my son since he was very little. It's called Time for Bed, and it goes like this. It's time for bed, little mouse, little mouse. Darkness is falling all over the house. It's time for bed, little goose, little goose. The stars are out and on the loose. And that's how it goes on. And you will find several books out there which have great rhyming patterns. And you don't even need to spell out anything to the student, just have them listen to you. Something else you can use is fun poems. I personally love poems by Jack Prelutsky and Ken Nesbitt. And my kids really have a good time when I read these to them. So here is one of my favorites. It's called
As soon as Fred gets out of bed.
And the kids have a great laugh each time we do this poem. Something else you can do is to expose them to a lot of songs or nursery rhymes that have a good pattern in them. A personal favorite of mine, and my kids love it, it's called Down by the Bay. Another activity which is fairly simple to prepare is to have a pre-written list of words, and there will be several pairs of words which will be rhyming on that list and several pairs that won't be rhyming. And whenever the student hears a pair that is rhyming, they have to do an action. So for instance, when the student hears cat, bat, they say hooray. Pig, wig, hooray. Sun, moon, no reaction. In this next activity, students can provide an ending word to the sentence. So for instance, the sentence could be, I went on a boat, I didn't wish to float because I was wearing a blank, and the student can say quote. If you have a student that's struggling, you can show them two pictures and then ask them to decide which one is the correct one that would fit in that sentence. If it's a student who is really struggling with rhyme generation, then I would only show the picture of the quote and have them say quote, and they can finish the sentence. Kids also love anything which involves silly elements. So for instance, these two pictures. This horse is brown, he is wearing a crown. Or, the cat sat on the mat. This next activity I call get out of the popcorn bag. So you can have a bag or a box, anything, and in that you put three pictures. Two of them would be pictures of words that rhyme, and one of them would be the odd one out, and the student has to see all three and decide which two get to stay in the popcorn bag and which one has to leave the popcorn bag. The next one is called Pass the Pen, and in that you have several pictures face down on the table and you have the student pick up one picture. So for instance, the student picks up this picture and says tree. They then pass the pen to the next person who says bee. The pen is then passed back on to you or to the other next student and they say free. And you go on like this till you've generated a few rhyming words for this particular picture. This next one is called In My Box. So you can prepare a small box or a bag with some items that you see lying around, and this is how it goes. I'm looking for something that sounds like Ben. What I'm really looking for is a pen, and either you can pull it out or you can have the student pull it out. I'm looking for something that sounds like cook. What I'm really looking for is a book. The next one is called Roll the Dice. So you have some pictures face down and you roll the dice. And let's say I roll the dice and I get the number 2. I pick up a picture and it's the picture of a pig. So I have to give two words that rhyme with this picture. So I can say wig and dig. And then the next person rolls the dice and whatever number they get, they pick up another picture card and generate those many rhyming words. These are just few of the many ways in which you can teach students how to rhyme. You can also have ready-made games. And if you like any of the activities that I have presented here, you will find several material for this if you just do a Google search. And that will make your preparation tasks easier. Thank you for watching, and I will be back with my next video in which I will be talking about the next skill under phonological awareness, which is the skill of understanding syllables.